So time has been feeling super fast recently. It's not just me. 2020 to 2025 has been like so fast. And I feel like I haven't changed a ton, and that's my fault, but I feel like I'm not too much of a different person, and I think there's 100% a reason for that, time-wise. What I think is the reason that you're not, for me, what it's feeling like, it's not like time is necessarily going faster, but it feels like all of my days are being melded into one single day, as opposed to like, the year is obviously still 365 days, but it feels like my days are all mushing together and I have no memory of anything new. So it feels like I don't have any sort of recollection of really like specifically where I was at last year. It's almost like I have this weird like short-term only memory. And I was thinking about it today of why that is. And the conclusion I've come to, this is more of just like an open discussion of why you guys think it is and all that kind of stuff. But the conclusion I've come to is that each day, like when I was a kid, because I always remembered when I was a kid, it felt like time was going by super slow. And I was always really looking forward to being older. And then everyone always says, once you're older, you're not obviously going to look forward. You're taking it for granted kind of deal. And once you're older, you want to be a kid. What I think it was when I was a kid, I was doing new things all the time. And I wasn't necessarily concerned about the time. It was almost like I wanted to have, like, I don't even know how to word this. It was like I was doing so much stuff that I didn't want to go to, like, I had this experience a couple days ago. Like, I didn't want to go to bed as a kid. I didn't want the day to be over as a kid. And now it's like, it's the opposite. Now, like, I was playing volleyball with my buddies and, an hour into it, I'm like, I want to go inside to go watch TV. Like, that's like the thought I had. And why? Like, as a kid, I would have fought to be out there for the longest amount of time possible, because that's how we're supposed to live. The sleep is the necessary function to then reset for the next day. But you shouldn't look forward to it necessarily. Like, if you're looking forward to going to bed, like, I don't think that's good necessarily. And that's the case for most people. And what I think, how this kind of ties into memory, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but how I think this ties into memory is when you don't make any new memories, right? You go throughout your whole day, you did the exact same thing you did yesterday. You didn't learn anything new. You didn't really become a better person. You just, regurgitated pre-existing habits, and that was your day. Your brain, like, just like your phone, how it has storage on it, your brain doesn't store any new information. So it's almost like, because you're not storing any new information, you're telling your subconscious, you don't need to remember today because you didn't do anything new. And then you compound that by a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like, 2020 to now. And then you don't obviously have a memory of some stuff, but the only stuff you do remember was that rare time, that 1 or 2 hours a week where you're doing something new, or you're doing something that you haven't necessarily experienced in a long time, or whatever it is, but that's something that differentiates from your current schedule. But when we were kids, every day was like a completely new adventure, and it was so exciting. Like, I was so happy to do everything. And doing the thing itself was the fun part. And now it feels like we have this expectation that what we're going to go do is going to be fun just because of the idea of it. But then when we do the actual thing, it sucks. And it's like, we're not living the way that we're supposed to live anymore, if that makes any sense. And I'm not making this video because I have all the answers, but what I do know is in these last couple days, I've made this YouTube account, and I've made a video every day, and I'm going to try to do a video every day. And I have this like weird feeling that I haven't had for like years, like since I was a kid. And it's like this spark. It's like this like itch or something. I don't even know. And it's like igniting the fire of creativity, of like, what am I going to talk about next, or what do I, and that's missing for a lot of people, I think. And it was missing for me. I felt like just kind of like a shell. Like I wasn't doing anything bad necessarily. Like I was kind of fighting to just, I would, have really good productive 5 days, bad 2 days, productive 5 days, bad 2 days. So I was just fighting to just stay right above water. I wasn't going anywhere, but I wasn't necessarily like plummeting either, which is a blessing, I guess. But there was no adventure, there was no like spark, there was no oomph, and now doing something new and interacting with people I've never interacted with before, even if these videos never get views, I don't really care, because me being able to talk about things that I don't normally talk to or talk about, and being able to express that on a larger scale is like it's an adventure, I guess. I don't know. What I guess I'm really trying to say is, go, if you feel like your life is what happened to me is, and you feel like your time is being all pancaked, all your days are getting pancaked into one day, and it's depressing, because we're here to evolve consciousness-wise. We're here to get smarter, we're here to learn more things, experience more things. And when you neglect the basic laws that govern this existence, obviously, you're going to have consequences. And, I guess what I'm imploring you guys to do is go do something. Like you'll have throughout the day, you'll have maybe 5 or 10 random, maybe not, that's an exaggeration, maybe 2 to 3 random moments throughout the day where you want to do something, but something holds you back. So fear of people judging you, or you just don't want to do it, or whatever it is. I can guarantee you that it's going to be super awkward for the first 5% of it. And then once you've overcome that, you get this slow, like, it's like ignition. It's like you're hitting matches on a, and you're starting to flick it. And then eventually 2 or 3 days of doing that, you light it, man. And you're like going, and I just have so much more energy now, and I didn't have it before. And it wasn't because my body was unhealthy or something. And that's what people are missing. It wasn't because I was unhealthy or my body was lacking something. It was the body needs a purpose, I think. I'm not like some, scientist, doctor, whatever. So this is my theory on all this. But what I've learned till now has pretty much cross-correlated that this is true, that the body needs a purpose to exist, and the body will actually produce, if you have a goal and your goal requires set amount of energy, then your body is going to produce the needed amount of energy to attain said goal. So if you have, a big goal, your body's going to give you a lot of energy. You're going to be hyper all the time. And it's going to be a lot easier to fall back into old habits because you have an excess of energy. But if you allocate all of that energy towards your goal, it's like it's like you got a magnifying glass, and then you got the sun, and the sun magnifies it and it burns it. It's because you're taking your attention and you're honing it in on one specific point, and that's going to allow you to pretty much do anything. So, yeah. So the point of me making this is, if you feel like your life isn't going bad, but it isn't going good, it's just neutral, it's nothing, you're like kind of living in this fog almost, do something different, but don't just do something different for the sake of it being different. Do something with purpose that means something to you, that's something that's, you would have done as a kid, like yesterday I was at the gym, I went rock climbing. Like, I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times. It's kind of, rock climbing's cool. I just don't do it that much. I didn't really want to do it, but just stuff like that. Like, after, I was like, dang, that was actually kind of fun. Like, I met some new people while doing it. I didn't know I could do that, really. And it just gave me energy. I was happy throughout the day, and I think everyone should experience that. So go do new stuff, and enjoy yourself. So